And welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. I want to wish you a happy President's Day. Thanks so much for joining us. You can always find us here right here on Charter Channel 8, 6 days a week. You can also find us on YouTube, Blip TV, and if you like us on Facebook, Leanne will upload that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for your enjoyment, so it makes it easy. We would love for you to join us on Facebook and like us and just have a lot of fun and come along this journey with us. As you know, we're always looking for great ideas right here on the Owatonna Today Show, so if you have an event coming up that you'd like to see us feature, go ahead and send us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net, or you can give Leanne a call at 390-5751. Excited for you to join us today. We're going to be speaking with Tim Penny and his new initiative fund, as well as a little look at the Owatonna High School's Music Man. So stay with us right here on the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet of Horizon Eye Care Professionals. Eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
The Steele County Food Show presents its 20th annual Hometown Sampler Concert Series with performances by Hot and Bothered, Mile 5 Band, Bad Tangerines, and the Gogs. The Hometown Sampler will be held at the Owatonna Little Theater Friday and Saturday, March 1st and 2nd at 7 p.m. and Sunday, March 3rd at 1 and 4 p.m. Admission to the sampler is a food or monetary donation. Please help restock the Steele County Food Shelf. Our goal is to raise $100,000 during the month of March.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I have with me Tim Penny. He is with the Southeastern Minnesota Initiative Fund. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good to be here, always.
It's a pleasure to have you. What we'd love to do is start off with a little introduction of yourself and kind of a brief history, and then kind of what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, what I do now is I run the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, but it's, for me, very much an affair of the heart, because the region that this foundation works in is essentially the same region that I served when I was a congressman from this part of Minnesota. So I'm native to this area. I grew up on a family farm west of Albert Lea, and lived in Waseca County all the time that I was in politics, both in the state senate and in Congress. And after getting out of politics for a dozen years, I was a senior counselor with a public relations company out of the Twin Cities, and a senior fellow at the Humphrey Institute, where I ran a leadership program, and I still teach part-time up there. And actually, even though it's President's Day, I'll be teaching tonight. We don't have a vacation day today, so I'll be in the classroom teaching a class on state and federal budgeting. But my day job is running the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, and it's a great foundation. We serve a 20-county region, south central, southeastern Minnesota, and our two main areas of effort are entrepreneurship, to help new businesses start and grow here in our region, and we try to be a good partner with other groups and organizations that are working on that same goal. And we also invest in early childhood, because we think that's a long-term bet on a quality workforce for our region, and we have lots of resources that we bring to the table to help early childhood providers you know, improve and enhance what they're doing to get these kids ready for school.
How long has the foundation been working on this?
We've been around 26 years.
Okay.
So we celebrated our 25th anniversary last year and had an awful lot of activity centered around that celebration. But one thing we did was we created a brand new grant program. And it's normally our grants are like $20,000 to help new initiatives get started. So if you're an early childhood organization or an entrepreneurial or economic development organization, you can get a $20,000 grant from us to initiate a new activity, a new project that will advance those efforts. But last year, as part of our 25th anniversary, we created a new program which we call our One Big Thing grant, and it's $100,000. And at our 25th anniversary luncheon, we gave that grant to the Agripreneur Project in the Northfield area.
Say that again, because that was a fantastic word.
Agripreneur.
I love that word.
Which is a project that's working with Hispanic families to help them get started in small-scale poultry operations so they can build a business of their own. And so that was our One Big Thing grant last year, and that's been going well. I think they're working on now 6 new small business startups through that program. And this year we gave a $100,000 grant to 2 organizations to work in 2 counties, Watonwan County and Brown County, to provide training for at least 40 early childhood providers within each of those counties on just running their business and managing their budget better, but also academic activity to help them improve the academic program in their preschool teaching so that they can get those kids ready for kindergarten. There's a new rating system in Minnesota called the Parent Aware for School Readiness rating system, and the goal of this is to give them the academic training that they need in order to get those kids or those sites parent aware rated, and that would mean then that they're quality programs, and that if your kids are in those programs, they're going to be ready for kindergarten.
And that's just the point, is that creating a world where the children can be ready for kindergarten, and part of that is definitely this reading option.
Oh yeah, reading is huge, and that's another activity that we're involved in the early childhood side of our work. We have 3 partnerships with 3 different publishing companies that that allow us to give away thousands and thousands of books every year. And we do that in 3 different ways. With one publishing company, the Capstone Publishing Company, it's a long-standing partnership. We call it the Book Start Program, and actually we have an application for those books that will be due by April 10.
So if somebody's interested in getting a bunch of books.
Yeah, or go to our website and you can get all of our contact information. You can call our office, 507-455-3215. I'm sure you'll probably put that on the screen at some point. And magically there it appears. Or go to our website, www.smifoundation.org, or just Google Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. Any number of ways you can get there.
We can find you.
And you can find the applications for this. But April 10th would be the deadline for this capstone book partnership called Book Start. And we identify 20 to 30 organizations each year that will give dozens or hundreds of books, so long as they can design and develop a reading mentoring program and demonstrate to us that they are getting these to kids that really have a need for that exposure to reading.
And is this early childhood again?
It's all early childhood, so this will all be preschool age children. And so it could be a Kiwanis Club, a library, it could be a local, like We Pals here in town, or Kids Corner. It could be a local early childhood provider. It could be any number of groups or organizations that want to do that kind of a reading program, and we'll help get you the books so that you can initiate that program. And then you simply have to report to us, how it went, how many kids were reached, what kind of success you had with that program. And each year we do that, and the deadline again is April 10 if you want to be involved in that book distribution program. We have a separate program with the Abdo Publishing Company, and that program is focused on the 20 sites where we have an AmeriCorps person working in an early childhood center.
What is an AmeriCorps person?
AmeriCorps is like the domestic Peace Corps. It's where you can sign up for a year or maybe 2 years of public service. And in our case, we have been assigned 20 AmeriCorps slots to focus on early childhood needs. So these personnel, when we recruit them, are placed in a site and they become essentially a teacher's aide. And they work with the teacher at that Head Start site or that early childhood site all year long. And they are to focus primarily on the kids in that classroom that have special needs, social and emotional development needs, things of that sort. But a lot of reading goes on there as well, because that's so critically important at that preschool age level. And so we have a separate program with the Abdo Publishing Company that's designated for those 20 sites. And they give us a series of books, usually a half a dozen. The first year it was reading by ones, reading by twos, not reading by threes, but counting by ones and twos and threes. This year it's a series of books all about animals, so the buffalo and the turkey.
And the nice thing about that is it adds continuity so that the children want to know what the next book is and they have familiarity.
Oh yeah,
with
you got
it.
the whole picture. That's exactly what it is.
That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, because I went to the site in November, one of our sites in November, where our AmeriCorps student was working with the teacher to not only read the book, but to develop other educational activities around the theme or the topic of the book. So it has all those reinforcing elements. And then at the end of that, the book goes home with the kids. So you're right, they do look forward to it. And when I was at this site in Mankato, our AmeriCorps person brought the second book out, the turkey book, to read to these kids. They were like, that looks like the buffalo book. So they had remembered from a month earlier the book that they had that week. So it's a great program, and it has a lot of educational activities that grow out of the theme of the book, and so it's another good tool for classroom instruction. And then you have the third. The third is the Pearson Publishing Company. It's actually, I think, Penguin is owned by Pearson, and in that program we try to get books to some of our existing partners. So we use those books in our Parenting Matters courses. Because in Fairmont, Waseca, and now Austin, we've been developing Parenting Matters instruction over the lunch hour at work sites. Round Bank in Waseca is one of our partners in that effort. Profinium Bank down in Fairmont is doing that with us. And I think the Mayo facility in Austin is working with us in that regard. And we have books that we then distribute through that program. We have in Region 9, which is the 9 counties in and around Mankato, we have a partnership with Region 9 to develop a teen parenting project. And so we give a lot of books there, and that then goes to the teen parents. So that's the third book distribution program, and as part of that program, we're initiating this year, and hopefully we'll launch it at the start of the school year, a new partnership with Kiwanis here in southern Minnesota. And we have a leader in the Kiwanis organization that's going to try to develop at least a half a dozen, maybe 5 or 6 Kiwanis clubs that will agree to do mentoring and reading programs with early childhood sites in their communities. So we're working on all the details of that, so I'm getting ahead of myself a bit, but that's coming soon.
And I think that's what people need to look forward to.
Yeah, those are the 3 book partnerships, and that's essentially, in a nutshell, how those 3
Well, it's a fascinating organization, and I think we could talk quite a bit longer. Sadly, our time is up, but I want to thank you so much for your time. And if people have questions, and I know that there's going to be entrepreneurs out there who are thinking, ooh, I'd like to be a part of this as well. Check out the website. Yeah, check out our website, because you have a small business lending and other entrepreneurial activities, and someday we'll talk about that. I like it. Sounds good. All right, thank you very much, Tim. Thank you. And we'll be right back. We're going to be talking to the Owatonna High School, so stick with us.
I'm Diane Wilson of Profinium Financial, the bank that helps you achieve your financial dreams. Profinium Financial is proud to be a supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Police Department would like to remind you to drive safely this winter season. Clear all snow and ice from your vehicle's windows before driving on the road. Turn on your headlights to increase your visibility to other drivers. Reduce your speed to match the road conditions. Increase the distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you. Approach all intersections with caution as if they were slippery. Doing these simple things will decrease your chances of becoming involved in a fender bender this winter season.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, this is Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better. At Amy Swain Hearing Centers, we offer many different brands of hearing instruments because everyone has a different lifestyle. Let me, Dr. Amy Swain, help you find the best hearing device for your hearing needs at Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca. Call 1-800-804-3361 for an appointment today, or visit my website at www.amyswainhearingcenters.com, because you deserve to hear better.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Hager, and I play Steven Spedigue.
And I'm Cody Jensen, and I play Jack Chesney in LTO's current production of Charlie's Aunt, directed by Shelley Fitzgerald.
Performances of Charlie's Aunt will be held Friday and Saturday, February 15th and 16th at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, February 17th at 2 p.m.
And then again the following Thursday through Saturday, February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at 7:30 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764. Don't miss LTO's production of Charlie's Aunt.
It's Leanne on the go for the Owatonna Today Show, and it is my pleasure to be back here again at the OHS Auditorium, and it's time for the OHS musical, and I have with me here today Erik Eitrheim. Hi, Erik.
Hi.
And Chris Harris.
Hello.
And take it away, gentlemen. Tell us all about the big show that's coming up. And Erik, I'll let you start. Tell us the name of the production.
Well, we're doing The Music Man. Meredith Wilson wrote this about the River City, Iowa, which I guess is probably Mason City, Iowa, where he was born and raised. Okay. And we're going to be opening this show next week on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. All right. And Chris is your...
He's the music director.
I do the music, and I direct the pit during the show. And it's been really fun. This show is a well-known show, and everybody knows the main melody of all of it. And it's been fun going back and filling in all the notes that people don't know. You know, they know the main themes of the songs, but we're going back and filling all of it in. The quartet, as most of you know, if you're familiar with the show, has a barbershop quartet in it, which is really fun. And those guys have been working really, really hard on perfecting their harmonies, and it's been fun to see those guys grow and work through all of the difficulties that are inherent in singing in a barbershop quartet. The chorus has been great, the leads have come a long way, and the pit is starting to gel now. So we're in good shape here. We've got a week left, and it'll be tight, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a great show. Yeah. They're really starting to come together now.
Yeah.
So, Erik, tell us how many students are involved in this production?
Well, I'd say probably total we've got probably 100 students. There's about 20 in the pit, right?
Yep.
And another 15 or 20 backstage, and then there's 60 or so on stage. So we in addition to that, we've got 9 little ones coming in to help us. About 6, 7, and 8-year-old kids coming in to be in the boys' band at the end of the show. So, yeah, we're well over 100 with all of those kids on stage. So.
Wow. Now, how long have you been in rehearsal?
We started right before Christmas with a casting, and then right after Christmas, we started in at doing our rehearsals from 2:45 until 5 every day after school, and it's been busy.
We lost a week though this year, just with the way the calendar was. So we're a week shorter than normal. So it was kind of crunch time there for a while. But,
yeah, it kept sneaking. It kept looking at the calendar, going, "Really? Where is the time going?"
Yeah, isn't that next week? No, that's this week.
Yep.
And so
yep.
Yeah, it's been.
Well, now, so what have some of the challenges been in putting on the production of Music Man?
Well, when we first started this and we were talked about doing the show, the first thing that I said was, well, we got to have a barbershop quartet, and they have to be good, because listening to this show with a bad barbershop quartet is awful. So it's known for that. You want to have a great barbershop quartet. So I asked Chris, do we have enough kids who can kind of be in that barbershop quartet and not be a major lead in the musical too? And he was pretty confident from the get-go that we had those kids, and sure enough, when we got through with auditions, we were like, this is going to be great. Yeah. So we were really pleased with that. And so that was the first hurdle. We've had lots of hurdles. Right now we're working on scene changes, getting from thing to thing to thing, and getting all of the set pieces on stage and getting them all off stage. And it was a late night last night, working all of those things out and making sure everyone moved everything when they're supposed to. And tonight during our tech we'll be working on that same thing again. So it's a delightful show. It's really a lot of fun, and it just, you know, whenever you're doing a musical, you think, oh, you know, this will be a piece of cake. Nope, never is a piece of cake.
It's always easier on paper than it is in reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you start getting into it and the nuts and bolts of it, and you realize almost every time there's more to it than you think there is.
Yep.
So, yep.
It's a good thing we have a short-term memory from one musical to the next.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You kind of forget the labor pains of the last musical when you go into your next one. So.
Chris, tell us what have some of the challenges been musically for the students and for the pit?
Well, for the pit, right now is kind of where my mind is anyway. The music itself is really tough. The rhythms, oftentimes, particularly in this musical, the rhythms of the pit accent something that the actors are doing on stage. You'll notice that in River City when Josh, our lead character here, Harold Hill, is singing and talking about River City. You'll hear like a tut-tut in the pit, which sort of accents something he does, and the rhythms on paper are pretty tough, and there's a lot of accidentals for the pit. They're playing in all kinds of keys, G flat. For you musicians out there, especially for string players, that's a really difficult key. Okay. So just reconciling all of that and getting our reps in and getting all the things that we need to get done. Mr. Ginther and Mr. Owsley have been really helpful with that, so that's good. All-State is this weekend, right? Big Tech weekend, and we've got some of our finest musicians, singers, and players up in Minneapolis doing a concert this weekend. So we've got to play through that and get through that. Yeah. And from a chorus perspective, the tessituras, the notes that the chorus has to sing, is really, really high in a lot of these vocal parts, which it is in most musicals. So that's pretty typical. But you know, it is what it is, and it's just a blast. And you just dig in, roll up your sleeves, and get it done.
Just kind of go through whatever absences there are. I would imagine you were probably affected by the flu going through the cast?
It went through the cast. It didn't hit our major leads like I was hoping it wouldn't, and hopefully it won't.
Yeah.
So far so good. But there were a few sleepless nights for me early on. I think I told Josh, I said, I kind of want you to go get the flu right now. Don't get the flu shot, just get the flu and get it over with so that we know that you don't get it.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it, so he's not going to get it now.
No.
And then, you know, in the winter like this, I keep watching the weather report and just praying that any big snows, which February somehow has gotten the snow turned on it, but hopefully we'll be okay.
Okay. Now this is a period piece. When does this take place?
1912 is the setting.
So you have some issues with costumes.
Yes.
And how have you handled that?
Well, we are renting most of the leads' costumes from a company in Minneapolis called Theatrical Costume, which we do for most of our shows. Okay. And then we've been utilizing a lot of stuff from the LTO. They've been very generous in giving us some things. And pulling from our own stock and kind of modifying and making it look close enough. So it's close enough for us. So.
I did watch a little bit of rehearsal prior to us taping this piece, and I would say you've done an excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
I particularly love the mayor's wife's hat.
Yes.
That hat is just amazing. So, I mean, it's worth it to come to see the play just to see the hat.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those hats going around, so it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
She's a good actress.
Oh, yes. Ella Rasp is doing a great job. So,
is able to work well with the costume and work with the role. Terrific. All right, now give us the particulars again about when the play will be performed and how can the audience get tickets.
So the play is next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are at 7 o'clock, and Sunday is at 1:30. Okay. And tickets are available at the door, and they're also available online at www.showtix.com. And if you go to that website and then click on, you can find the high school and the show there. And then you can buy your ticket from the comfort of your own living room and not have to come to the high school. But we also are selling them at the high school during the day from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the tennis court doors, and so people can get them there. So the only problem with that is that we do take activity passes, but the activity passes don't work online yet, so you have to see a person to do that, whether it's before the show or whether it's at the tennis court doors. But I'd say right now we have had the strongest pre-sale we've ever had. And as I said to the faculty the other day, that we're not sold out, but the quote-unquote good seats, if there are any bad seats in here, which I don't think there are, the good seats are going quickly now. So.
And these are assigned seats?
Yes, you get a ticket, one ticket for a seat, and you can use your activity pass for one ticket for one show. So.
Okay, well, gentlemen, we look forward to seeing Music Band coming up on the, it starts the 22nd?
It starts the 21st.
21st.
Yeah, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I better show up the 21st.
Yeah, you better show up the 21st. We'll come and get you.
See, there's that example of it sneaking up on you.
That's right. It's, yeah.
So hurry up and get your tickets as soon as possible.
Yes.
For, the OHS musical.
Don't miss it.
Music Man, don't miss it.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, break a leg. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Have you talked to your teen about marijuana lately? Maybe you should. Regular marijuana use can sap a teen's motivation to learn. Users do not live up to their potential and drop out of positive activities. Marijuana affects memory and learning and stays in your system for weeks. Marijuana also affects judgment and perception. Reaction time when driving is reduced by 41% after smoking one joint and 63% after smoking two, affecting the safety of your teen and other drivers on the road. You need to talk to your teen about the effects of marijuana use. It's not just a harmless high. For more information, please contact the Steele County Safe and Drug-Free Coalition.
Hi, I'm Jan Hansen, and I am at A+ So and Back, the fun place to be. We are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We would also like to thank the Steele County Food Shelf's Hometown Sampler for joining us as we move forward this week. They've got their event coming up this weekend, so make sure you get out there and enjoy that. But we want to thank them so much for returning to the show. We'd like to also let you know that the Brookdale Senior Living and Clarebridge Community and Day by Day Adult Daycare are hosting the Alzheimer's and Related Dementia Caregiver Education Series. And their next event is happening Tuesday, February 19th, tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Multipurpose Room at Senior Place. The next topic will be, you have heard the diagnosis, now what? It's an opportunity for you to kind of talk about some of the things that have happened to you and your family, or if you know someone who has gone through it or is going through it, it's a great opportunity. Please RSVP. Again, that is coming up on the 19th of February at 10 a.m. at Senior Place. Safe winter driving tips and techniques. This is an opportunity for you to kind of find out what's going on and how to prepare and drive in winter weather. It sounds like we might have some more storms coming up this week, so it's a great opportunity. Wednesday, February 20th from 11:30 to noon. That's a lunch buffet at the Elks. And from noon to 1 at there's the presentation on safe driving and tips and techniques. It's $7 at the Elks Club this Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back. We're actually going to be speaking with Mike Corbin on Wednesday about copyright law. It's going to be interesting, so see you then.